Hi guys, my name's Gary Grant here in my lovely garden. I'm going to share with you my marathon story. From a very young age, from the age of 16, I was always into some kind of fitness. In fact, from that age, I was into martial arts. In fact, I still am involved in martial arts. Anyway, that's not really why I'm here to talk about this evening. I'm just about sharing with you my marathon story. Around 28, 29, traveling to the Netherlands, I met two friends who are still good friends, very good friends of mine, and they don't know each other. Coincidentally, they both said, Gary, you should run marathons because they knew I was into my training. So I looked at them as if, like, you know what, you guys are crazy. Anyway, they planted the seed. So in May of 2016, I took part in my first half marathon, which was in Hackney, which was going very well until the last mile. The last mile, I had a pain behind my knee in my right leg, but I got through, and to say I was excited, I was excited, but I needed to do it again. So it wasn't until October of the same year where I took myself down to Oxford, stayed overnight, booked myself into a nice hotel, checked in. I went walking around Oxford, took some nice pictures. I found a tea room, so I had my tea and my scones. Went back to the hotel, showered, and in the evening I went to Bella Italia for some pasta. Anyway, the Sunday morning, it was a beautiful run. In the country, the sun was shining. Amazing, amazing, amazing time. And it was just wonderful, wonderful. I didn't actually compete in another half marathon until it was March of 2017. Now, after doing that, it was a London marathon, which is around Wembley. I did that. Although it was a up and down course, I knew that the half marathon was no longer a challenge. It was no longer a buzz. Anyway, during the summer of that year, Mr. Mike Graham, legacy made of more, got in touch with me and said, Gary, why don't you come with me and do the Bournemouth half marathon? Physically, mentally, I knew I weren't ready. So I declined, and instead I took part in the London Royal Parks run, which is around all the major parks around London, which is a beautiful run. But guess what? Around mile 6, that pain in the back of my leg, it came back. So I didn't actually complete that run. I had a busy week that week, I remember, because I was traveling on business. So instead of sort of trying to persevere, I said, nah, you know what, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to leave it and come back another day. But at that point, I knew if I wanted to carry on running, I'd need to go into the gym and build up my leg, especially around the knee area. Anyway, with all this going on, there is another side to me. I'm very serious about business. I'm passionate, I'm purpose driven. I want to be a difference maker. I want to be an impact player. I want to leave my mark on this world. And with that, there's a lot of personal development that is going on with me. One of my major influences is Mr. Jim Rohn. He has a saying, get stronger, get wiser, get better. So I'm doing all the mental stuff with the personal development. I'm doing all the spiritual stuff, getting more spiritual, going to church, reading the Bible, not as much as I would like, I'll be honest. So stepping up to do a full marathon just seemed to fit. So that's what I decided to do. So it wasn't until July the 10th. It was July the 10th of 2018 that I decided that I'm going to enroll for the Bournemouth Marathon, which I actually messaged Mike, said, Mike, I'm in. And at that point, he put me into the legacy group where some of you guys will be watching this. Thank you very much for all your support. You guys are amazing. At the same time, a good friend of mine, she recently took part in the London Marathon. So I arranged to meet her for lunch, and she just shared her story and gave me some tips. Basically, she said to me, Gary, you need to get your mileage up to sort of half mile, and every 2 weeks, increase it, or every week increase it by 2k, 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 which I thought was good advice. Anyway, end of July, I got myself an Apple Watch. Do, as you do. So basically, I've been tracking my runs. So end of July, I wrote it down here. Let me just give you the right figures. Give you the right figures. Where's the figures? Where's the figures? Here it is. End of July, I did 24k. In August, I did 20k, 24k, 30k, 26k. September, I did 27, 30, 32k. Me, myself, on the road with God. Now, I work for myself, so with the mind stuff going on, and you know when you want to get things done and you think too much, I'm pumped up, excited. I got vision, I got purpose, which basically what I'm trying to tell you, going to sleep was not good for me. I'd go to sleep, but I wouldn't have a good night's sleep. So I decided what I'm gonna do is get up at 3:30 in the morning, stretch, pray, update the social media as you do, then go for a run. So throughout August and September, every week I was getting up 3:30, 4 o'clock and running, doing those distances which I said to you, building up my endurance, building up my determination, building up my faith, because as I did those distances, I knew that I would be capable of completing the half marathon. And my key marker was 30k. Once I knew I could do 30k, I knew within the back of my mind there's a good chance that I would be able to complete the full marathon. Just checking up my notes. Anyway, closer to race day, I met with my friend again. She gave me her Garmin watch, God bless her, and she said, Gary, whatever you do, do not go too fast. Just check your pace and you'll be all right. Right, the night before the race, met up with Mike. We had a phenomenal dinner, phenomenal meal in Bournemouth, sharing stories. You got to go to lunch with this guy. He's a beast, and I understand where he is because he's got the excitement, he's got the energy. Anyway, his key tip was, Gary, when you get to that hill around between miles 15 and 17, do not stop, because if you stop, you're not going to make it. So I took that on board. Anyway, got back to the room. Not late, because it was an early night. Anyway, tried to sleep, couldn't sleep properly. I remember 1 o'clock thinking, I'm ready to go now. I want to get this out the way. Anyway, come race morning, it was beautiful. The weather was amazing. Waiting to get going was cold, but once we got going, the sun was shining, running along the beach front. The sky was blue, the sea was silver, the atmosphere was amazing, and I remembered, do not go too fast. My goal was to sort of run at 7k per kilometer, but my body said no. I actually went a bit faster, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. My friend actually came down from London, drove, and she wasn't even feeling too well, so she was on the road giving me a little support. I met some phenomenal guys. I've got to tell you about the guy in my hotel. He's 68 years old, and he was going for sub 4 hours. Can you believe that? I met another guy on the road. His name was David, 61 years old, and running his 68 marathon. Absolutely amazing. Along the route, saw Mike a couple of times. Big, broad and loud, you know Mike. Anyway, got to that main hill, got through it, winding through the park, got onto the beach road, going down. And I know there's a U-turn coming up, but I'm looking for this U-turn. Coming up, Mike is there. Gary, this is where you will be tested. I thought, damn. Anyway, just kept going. Came off the beach road, got back onto the beach road, and at that point, we had about 3 miles to go, and I could hear Mike, this is where you'll be tested, made of more. And you know what? Because I could visualize the ending, I could see it. Those last 3 miles were the best 3 miles. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The whole experience was just totally amazing. And all I can say to you guys, you got to do it. Will I do it again? Absolutely, absolutely. The journey of life and business is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Anyway, I hope you get something from this video. Enjoy, and God bless you. See you on the road.